republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Has council had the opportunity to review the meeting minutes of November 6th, 8th, and 12th? If so, I'll ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Motion from Robin, second from Rick. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor may state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Any changes to this evening's agenda?
Mayor Bertram, we'd like to ask that a couple of items be added tonight. So create a 9A and 9B. 9A would be a police chief hiring process update, and 9B would be the 2025 meeting schedule. There is an exec session that was scheduled for after tonight's meeting. The other item on that meeting was the 212 well conversation, and we're not ready to bring that forward, so we'd remove that and move that other item, which was on the exec session, to the end of this this meeting.
Okay.
I make a motion, we approve the agenda with the additions.
I'll second.
Motion from Mike, second from Becky. Those in favor may state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. So approval then of this evening's agenda.
I make a motion, we approve the agenda as amended.
I'll second.
Motion from Mike, second from Becky. Those in favor can state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Guest and open forum. Seeing no one for guest and open forum, we'll move into committee reports. Police Management Committee.
Police Management Committee, we met Friday, November 8th, 7 a.m., because that's how we roll. We had an update on the staffing. We did have our part-timer had resigned, so that it just came, so we got an update on that. Had more updates on really it was just more of a meeting of updates. We had an update on like the building and also the kind of the transition with the chief retiring. And then we just reviewed some statistics.
All right.
On the chief's last Police Management Committee meeting.
That time slot's getting changed.
Public Works.
Public Works, we discussed our, 2025 street improvements, which will be coming up tonight here for discussion. Sherburne Avenue South striping, which was put on hold because they had to move the power lines for those right turn lanes, or left turn lanes rather. And that'll be done in the spring on the existing contract, so that they'll just go ahead and do it. We discussed a feasibility study for the next phase of the industrial park, and that'll be coming in the future here. There's no action taken on it yet. We talked about a shared road with the township at the end of the golf course. It's 107th. Somebody is complaining of speeding out there, and evidently with discussion with the police department, we have to post signs on our side of the road to set a speed limit so that they can patrol it. But
Wait.
before we do that,
Yes. Go ahead. Before we do that.
We are gonna do a traffic study out there. Or we were gonna check with the police department if they could do that, and I'm guessing that somebody talked to you already. To put the monitor out there so we can do a count and average speed that we got going. And then we'll take action after that.
Is that ours to patrol, or is that counties?
County,
It's the counties, but because our easement is on the one side of it, they're asking us to post a sign, but we don't want to post it without having justification for the posting. That was
Yeah.
for the traffic count.
Yeah, we're not sure that there is an issue. 27th Avenue in Gardner, the resident on the corner is putting up a new fence with the new regulations. And we're doing a similar study to see if we need to do something with that intersection as far as stop signs. And more will come on that in the future. The county wanted us to start organics composting out at the compost site. We discussed it without a lot of enthusiasm.
Yeah.
We're concerned that we'd be promoting garbage dumping, et cetera, et cetera. So there might be more to come on that, and there might not. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, they would be putting a dumpster and collection vessels out there and take care of it, but we're still not sure we want to get involved in that. That's it, unless there's something I forgot.
Nope, that's good. Yes. All right, Excel Advisory Board.
Excel Advisory Board, we met last Friday. Just had some updates on the different projects around the plant, like the battery, the 10 megawatt battery project, solar. That's pretty much just meeting updates.
Okay. Fire Board.
Fire Board, we met last night. We went through the, payroll and bills and kind of just talked about some red path items. We had 33 calls last month and we took in some donations. One from Mille Lacs Veterinarian for public education, one from Bogart Peterson and Associates for public education, and one from Liberty Paper for public education. So that's about it.
All right, how about Park and Rec?
Park and Rec met last night. Excuse me. We have a new member on our commission, Sarah Watashik. So basically, we went through our master plan and looked at what we're looking at for 2025.
Okay. And then City Hall Police Department renovation project update.
The drive around the north side was paved a week or so ago. Brick is now being installed along the outside. Roofing materials have been put up on the PD garage area. And this front area, the trusses, the joists will be up tomorrow, I believe, and the decking will follow shortly. So it should be all enclosed here very soon.
Okay.
And still on schedule for third week of December for the PD side. Yep, sheetrock and studs were delivered earlier this week too.
Wow. Any other committees that were missed in reports? Okay. Board committee and consultant reports. Supplemental letter agreement with SCH for the 2025 street improvements. Mr. Knutson.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Oh, it's that time of year where we get ready for next year's projects already. So as we've done in years past, we bring forth a supplemental letter agreement with SCH to take a look at our proposals for our 2025 street improvements. This year's a little bit different because we got a variety of projects that are associated with that. Included in the one SLA will be our street improvement recommendations, as well as the front and back parking lots for the City Hall project. And the wear course for the Avalon project as well. And then we've added Central Avenue. We're working on the turnback with the county right now for that portion of Central that we would look to own. We want to include it in here because the plans and specifications that we put forth, we think we'll have it wrapped up before the end of the year, but even if we don't, we'll carry those plans and specs forward to use at a future time. If we miss the early bidding window, we could always bring it back for the midsummer bidding window for fall construction. We are pushing the county because we need to do something on Central Avenue. That stretch of road is really bad, and we can use those proposed parking improvements as well. So with that, for the street portion of this project, what we're looking at is, in 2025, is Riley Avenue, Pineview Drive from Riley Avenue to Rolling Ridge Road, Hillside Lane, Meadow Circle, Sandy Lane, and 132nd over in the industrial park. We're also looking at Woodland Court off of Edgewood for that project, and the other ones I named. Again, what we'd be looking to do with this agreement is to get the topo survey that we need for the project, as well as design phase engineering for this, to get it ready to formulate a bid package and present it back to council, should you accept it at that time. So pretty standard. A few years ago, working with finance, we split up our CIP, so we pulled a portion of the projects into this year, so we're using 2024 budgeted dollars for this expense. We've done that going forward for the foreseeable future as well, so we can get ahead of the curve. We've been in a favorable bid situation for the last 2 years, where we've been out for bid in that March-April timeframe, and we've had favorable results to our bids. So that's why I'm here in front of you tonight, seeking approval on this SLA so we can move forward with that. But with that, I can stand for any questions. Otherwise, looking for movement on the resolution 2499.
Did you mention that Central is going to be listed as an alternate?
Yeah, we'll pull it off. On this, part of the SLA, it'll be part of the design work. When we come to bid process, it'll determine where we're at in the process with the turnback, whether we'll go out for full bid or use it as an alternate bid on that portion. But it's gonna be part of the design phase services with this project, or should you propose to do it. We're close right now. We're working with, David Rodell from the county. There's a question with, since we became MSAS qualified as a city reaching 5,000 population, they just want to make sure that we're not screwing up any of the mileage for the county and or the city, so we can claim it right, so we don't lose out on any funding either entity. So I think we'll get it cleared up and have that brought to us before the end of the year. So it will be reserved, Mike, so even if we don't get it, like I said, we'll have the engineering intact, so we can bid it midsummer if we need to. But if we need to, we'll pull it out of the bid project for an alternate when that time comes.
And why do we have Woodland Court as an alternate? Is that
We weren't
just
sure.
move it up a year if we?
Well, we look at it from a finance standpoint as well, what we have money to cover. So if we pull that out as an alternate, if we have if we see favorable bidding and it fits within our budget, we'll do it because it's a prime road. But if it's not, we'll pull it out and leave it off. So the contractor knows we don't want to give them a false illusion that we're pulling the whole project together. We want to be as straightforward with them as we can.
Make a motion to approve Resolution 2499, approving a supplemental letter of agreement with SCH for the 2025 bituminous street improvements.
I'll second that.
Motion from Robin, second from Mike. Any other discussion? Hearing none, those in favor may state aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Staff Administrator reports, the police chief hiring process update. Mr. LaRude.
So Mayor Bertram and City Council members, I asked that this be added as a topic tonight to give you an update from the last time the council discussed this, which was at the November 12th meeting. At that meeting, the council decided to move forward with 2 candidates, do a leadership assessment on them. And since that time, we received an email from one of the candidates, Jonathan Kurtz. It is there and it'll be included in the online packet, withdrawing from the process. This email was sent immediately following last week's meeting, but we did not get it until Wednesday morning. And so, since council wanted to move forward with 2 the last time we met, I wanted to bring it back and say, do you want to move forward with 1? Or do you want to suspend the process and, with the intent of going back out early next year for applications? And I'll be happy to answer questions.
I'd like to continue going forward with the
Single candidate?
yeah.
I would not. I'd like to suspend it to next year. I guess that's.
I would like to suspend.
I would agree.
I guess I do too.
Whichever way you decide to go, you should have a motion that closes this application period. And we'll bring it back probably, I would say, early February. There's just no value in going out in the holiday times looking for applications, and people aren't thinking of relocating or looking for different jobs that early in the year. So that's kind of the timeline if you wanted to look at it. It could be later too.
Okay.
Also, if you do that, we will have to find an interim chief. We will have to designate someone, so you are, in effect, if you do push it off, you're telling me to start looking for one, I would bring that person back to you for approval.
So you need a motion to suspend the hiring process, and you want it in the same motion, or would it be a
Sure,
separate motion?
to authorize me to find an interim candidate and bring it back for council consideration.
Alrighty, so I would make the motion then to suspend the current hiring process, and then to direct staff to begin searching for a interim chief.
I'll second.
Motion from Rick, second from Robin. Any other discussion?
Yes. You still feel that way even if we do the leadership analysis and it's satisfactory?
Yep.
Okay.
Any other comments? Those in favor may state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. 2025 you also included, sorry, you also included the interim, right? In your
Yeah, the
motion?
direction to,
Okay,
yep.
good. All right, then the 2025 meeting schedule. Shannon.
Mayor and council, thank you. The RCA and the proposed meeting schedule is in the executive session portion of your packets. This isn't an election year in 2025, so that was kind of nice. We didn't have to work with too much moving of meetings. The only meeting that got moved from the first or third Tuesday was Tuesday, August 5th is a night to unite. So proposing that that be moved, the council meeting that night be moved till Wednesday, August 6th. And then also addressing that Monday, July 21st is the annual joint board fire board meeting to approve the 2026 budget. So I guess tonight I'm just wondering if there's any changes that you can identify. And if there isn't, we'll just move forward with a resolution at the next meeting.
You don't want a motion this evening? No? Just okay, just a heads up. Okay,
And you really have till the next agenda packet. If you find dates on your calendar that don't work and want to reach out, let us know.
And let me see, am I gonna have trouble here?
you get off work.
Bragging.
All right, well, thank you, Shannon.
Okay, thank you.
All right, consent agenda, Mr. LaRude.
Mayor Bertram, city council members, item for approval on tonight's consent agenda include the hiring and termination report, adopting resolution 24-100, accepting the following donation from the Becker Lions, $5,000 for Snuffy Landing Project, $3,000 for archery targets, $5,000 for 2025 Freedom Days fireworks. Approve partial pay request number 4 in the amount of $563,114.84 to Apex Construction Group for the 2024 PD City Hall renovation project. And I'll be happy to answer any questions.
It was sad to see our community developer have to, I'm happy and I'm sad.
Yes.
Sad to see her go, but understand the issue is, one of the issues that we are dealing with in our community, which is daycare. So. Looking for a motion for the consent agenda.
Motion to approve consent agenda is presented.
I'll second.
Motion from Rick, second from Mike. Any other discussion? Hearing none, those in favor may state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Payment of the bills.
Motion we pay the bills?
Second.
Motion from Becky, second from Rick. Any discussion? Those in favor may state aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Does council have anything else for the betterment of Becker?
Oh, just good luck to the Bulldogs on Friday.
Yes, very exciting.
Yeah.
Good job. Good, great. It'll be a great game. Yeah. All right, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
I move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion from Mike, second from Rick. We are, those in favor may say aye, sorry. Aye. I was watching the clock. It was changing over. We are adjourned at 5:19.